Okay, let's call this meeting to order. Roll call, staff.
Attendance noted.
Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes of the regular planning commission meeting of November 25th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? Carries. Thank you. Okay, no public hearings today. We have opportunity, though, for the citizens to address the commission on items not on the agenda. If there's anyone that wanted to address the commission on items not on the agenda. Yeah, if you're interested, if you just come up to the podium and sign in, there's a sign-in up there, and give us your name and address and the topic that you're discussing. I just want to make a note that anything that's said in the forums is basically just information for the commission, that there's no opinions or motions made relative to that as we go through it. So,
Hi, Stephanie Miller, 6804 James Avenue South, Richfield. I just wanted to come here and address the Holy Angels land sale. I know that there's still some decisions that are out, and people are pro and they're for, and I'm just asking respectfully that the process, that we let the process bear out what the sale should be, because right now it feels like it's being a little bit rushed, both on both sides. So I'm really asking that that the city and the planning commission, the city council and the planning commission take their time and make sure that all sides are heard and that all of the due diligence is done.
thank you. Anyone else that wanted to address the commission on items not on the agenda? Okay, come step forward and again sign in and state your name.
Hi, Joe Hoover, 7627 Harriet. And similar to Stephanie, I'm also here to bring up the Holy Angels land use issue. My suspicions will be is that you will probably be seeing that in front of you. And again, similar to Stephanie, I would just like you to do due diligence and research on this subject. And also the issue of possible other uses for the land too. This had been brought up before, the issue of the open space in Richfield, and somewhat the lack of, particularly when we're looking at increasing the density of housing here, and the need for preserving open space. And one of the things that we're losing in Richfield is passive open space, as we tend to be adding things like bandstands, soccer fields, and taking up passive open space of the things that we have. We have an opportunity to actually do something to work a public-private partnership and create some open space that we have and make it into public use, like in Holy Angels front lawn. That could be something like an arboretum. And you could work with students doing biology projects, botany projects. So there is great potential use with the community as well as the school there. So I just want to bring up that, and I just want to remind you, please do your research in this, and please don't take what developers say at face value. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that wants to address the commission? Anyone else? Okay, thank you. The first item on the agenda then is new business, which is the site plan approval to allow a preschool daycare serving up to 38 children at 6949 Nicollet Avenue. Staff?
Thank you. Before we get started on the report, we just want to note that in the duplication process of your packets, one of the pages went missing. We've provided you with that missing page, and we would just like to give the commission an opportunity to read that now. That page has also been added to the public copy. And I'll note as well that it was actually just the back of that page that was missing, so it was about a paragraph. And for the audience, I'll summarize the part that was missing when we get there. Rito de Sol Daycare and Preschool is currently operating out of space in Ridgefield High School. They're serving 38 children. The space they're currently leasing will no longer be available to them, and they're seeking a more visible and convenient location. They've applied for a permit from the state to operate a daycare and preschool facility serving up to 38 children at 6949 Nicollet Avenue. A change in the use of a building requires site plan approval. This building was previously used as a retail bakery outlet. In the policy section, daycare uses require 1 parking space per 5 enrolled persons. The proposed daycare center will serve a maximum of 38 people and thereby requires 8 parking stalls. They are proposing 9 parking stalls on the site and will be adding at least 1 bicycle parking space. An accessible parking space and loading area must be striped in accordance with ADA requirements. They're proposing to relocate this space from the side of the building to the front and are going to modify the front stoop accordingly. The site is legally non-conforming with regards to impervious surface coverage. The site is currently 88% impervious. The maximum in this C1 zoning district is 80%. There are opportunities to add pervious surface by strategically replacing portions of the parking lot and the existing trash enclosure with landscaping. They're proposing to keep all trash inside the building, so that would, I guess, render that trash enclosure not needed. The applicant has indicated that they intend to add an outdoor play area, which could potentially bring the site into compliance with this impervious surface requirement. The applicant will work with staff as their outdoor play area plans come into focus. If an outdoor play area is not added within 1 year of approval, the applicant will be required to replace the striped parking island that you can see on the site plan proposed. There's a striped area where it reads no parking. They'll be required to replace that with landscaping or add additional landscaping to meet the requirements. So it's that area, that triangle, as you can see there, will just be striped as no parking. And if an outdoor play area is not added, that would be one of the areas that staff would recommend is converted to a landscaping area to get them closer to meeting that requirement. The site also requires significant landscaping improvements to come into compliance with the zoning code. At a minimum, a mixture of trees and shrubs shall be planted along the street edge of all parking lots at a rate of 1 overstory tree for every 40 feet of street frontage, and that's an average, plus 25% of the ground covered by shrubs or perennials. The view to the parking lot should be screened to a height of 3 to 4 feet. And these requirements may be met through boulevard plantings under a permit from the city's Public Works Department. As you can see, a large portion of the site, or the current landscape and green space on the site, is actually in the public right-of-way, leaving very little room for improvements on their property. So the city final landscaping plans must be approved by staff. The city will retain a landscape escrow to ensure that improvements to the site are made within 1 year of approval. And in evaluating site plan, the Planning Commission shall consider its compliance with the 7 criteria outlined in the city code, articulated in the site plan approval attachment. That was the missing document, to which I'll just summarize. It must be, must meet consistency with the various elements and objectives of the city's long-range plan, including but not limited to the comprehensive plan. This property is in the community commercial district, which is intended to accommodate a wide variety of retail and service uses that serve the residents of Richfield. The proposal is in keeping with these intentions, and also consistency with the zoning code. And the proposed site is in the C1 neighborhood business district. That's intended to provide locations for low-intensity small retail and service businesses that serve the surrounding community. And a licensed daycare business not exceeding 4,000 square feet is a permitted use. And then the section that was not included in the packet that I'll summarize was just regarding the accessible parking space, and also that bicycle parking will be required, and just basically covering the landscape sections that we've already discussed. And then finally, just to note that so properties within 350 feet were notified by mail, but due to staff error, notice of the meeting was not published in the Sun Current, legal notice rather was not published in accordance with state and local requirements. Therefore, an official public hearing will be held in concurrence with the City Council meeting scheduled for January 14th, 2014, which would have been when this would have gone before the City Council anyways. That concludes the staff report. The applicant is here for questions, and staff will stand for any questions as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, any questions of staff? Okay, did the applicant wish to address anything that was not in the notification or items that further explain the situation? Okay, okay. And so no public hearing at this point. Basically, we're going to move forward and make a recommendation based on what we know at this point, and then the public hearing will be at the council meeting, correct? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, with that, I guess then if anyone did want to make a comment, take your opportunity if you'd sign in for me, and then tell us your name and address, and make your comment.
My name is Dr. Mark Mojine, the owner of the property at 7001 Nicollet Avenue South, just right across the street. And just as a point I wanted to make, I've been on that corner for 37 years. Part of being, even though I'm just a dentist, part of that, my medical training, fortunately, has come into use way too many times, and there have been a number of rather nasty accidents. I've wound up with vehicles in my front yard. I've wound up with bodies in my front yard. Vehicles have a way of getting out of control in the corner. Several times, vehicles have wound up hitting cars in the lot of what was the Tasty Bakery outlet, and before that, what was the Super America, and what was before that was the 7-Eleven. Okay, so out of control, they go through the intersection and wind up hitting that. My concern is, I talked to the folks and made them aware of this too. It would be a really good idea. I want to get proactive on it. I've been a first responder. So, car goes out of control. If they happen to be out, what is going to be the play area there, that'd be a good. We need something that would look good and yet arrest the vehicle from every building. Like I say, you can, I'm certain, get information from the Department of Public Safety, number of accidents. Have to really take my word for it, but like I say, there have been a lot of bad ones. Just don't. Anybody has questions of me, I'll be delighted to field them right.
Any comments, questions?
Please consider.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else that wanted to make a comment? Okay, with that, I guess I would either ask for a motion, or if you have any other questions of staff, otherwise the
I'll
motion.
move the staff action.
Okay.
Just a quick question.
Would be the west face. Yeah. I do. Ballard. It's well within the kind of dictated. I'm sorry, I'm Tim McLaughlin with Fruit Washington Girls for the building. Yeah, this is kind of, well, the trash area is right back here. This lines aren't very well visible. But there's space back here, some loading for the base big. I think it was probably done.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
I get a quick
Okay,
question.
sure, Dennis.
You're the building owner. Do you run the daycare also, or that's your
No,
leases?
they'll be the tenant.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for.
Okay, anything else? Okay, any other discussion? There's been a motion and a second? None? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries. Thank you. Okay, takes care of that. And let's see, moving on to any old business, I see none, unless anybody has any. Okay, liaison reports then, Community Services Commission, Tom isn't here, so I assume none. City Council? None? City Council, okay. Housing and Redevelopment? Okay. Richfield School Board? No report. Okay. Transportation Commission?
No report.
And Chamber of Commerce?
Last week, the Chamber held its annual holiday event. There was a passing of the gavel between the former chair, Gordy Eklund of RB Honda, and the new chair, Laura Barrett of Barrett Lawn Care. Jennifer Bornhold of the Hub Jewelers received the Larry Farrington Award for the promotion of small business and giving back to the community. There is a ribbon cutting at ARC tomorrow for their remodel post the CVS install. Details are on the Chamber website. And we had 3 board members, Natalie Marfleet, Bill Fillmore, and Kim Lundeen, step down from the board, and we'll have some new board members coming on.
Okay, thank you. Any other items? Okay, I guess that's it until the new year. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. Anything else? If not, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Or a second in the alternative.
Yeah, it says second. Have a nice holiday.